There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of promise from them. The welcome and life without fear.
I live
Master.
Clay Paris, who are you? I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get as a man, and yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise from best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San Tobacco, from Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the
Happy Monday. Thank you, folks. Let's share the show. Please, let's share the show. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. The team will be joining us today. This is very, very important. Very, 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 very important. We have a lot to cover today, so let's share the show. Let's invite someone to be part of the conversation. Let's share the show. Give me 1 second here. You'll share the show. 1 second.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us the end of promise from them. The welcome my life without fear.
I live
Master.
Clay Paris, who are you? I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get as a man, and yes, I know money, and more I.
Okay, I'm right back. I know some of you like the music. You let it music. But let's share the show. Let's share the show, please. Oof. A lot is going on. Plenty happening. Plenty thing happening. Plenty thing happening. Let's share the show. Again, plenty things happening. Plenty things are happening a lot. is happening. No, let me go to the comment section and greet those of you who are here. George Yond is from Virginia. George Yond is from Virginia. Watching us from Virginia. George, how are you? Welcome to the show. How are you, George? Happy Monday. And let me see. Mustafa Balo is watching us from Bolaza. Where's Bolaza? Where's that at? Bolaza. Mustafa, thank you for following us. If you're not telling where you're watching us from, we will not identify or recognize you. Yes. But let's share the show, folks. Today is very interesting. Monk will be joining us, Sekou, Milbon, the rest of the team. All of the guys will be rolling in here in a jiffy, in a few minutes. You can rest assured on that. And we will be having a very thought-provoking and stimulating conversation. But in the meantime, it's all about sharing the show. Let's share the show. I told you, Melbourne will be joining us soon. I told you. My no man in the camera. Melbourne Johnson Kula. Melbourne, hello. Well, folks, I think Melbourne is still setting up. Let me make sure he sets up. I thought he was ready to go, but he's still setting up. There are some things that we'll do some housekeeping as we go on. Let's share the show. I feel tired, but we gotta be here. Let's share the show now. Please help us. A lot of things in other news today, a lot. Plenty of things. Plenty of things in other news today. Very much so, plenty. Beaucoup. Let me see if I can get Melbourne here. I think Melbourne is ready. I think Melbourne, hello. Melbourne looking too serious today. Melbourne looks very, very serious. The Monday just started. Melbourne, can you hear me? I don't think Melbourne is hearing me. Melbourne, when you're ready, signal me. I will bring you on. But in the meantime, I'll take you off. Folks, there are a lot of things happening and a lot of things going on. Just too much is going on. Too much at stake. Let's share the show. We'll talk international. We'll talk local as we await Senator Dopoh from River G, the county that just won the county meet. As we're with him, we'll talk a lot of different things. But in the meantime, let's share the show. Let's share the show. La boy will new buy. Plenty full hour here. Full hour off. We're getting to it. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I share the show. You're sorry. But we get into it. We will get into it. Just give me one more second here. One more second, please. One more second here. I think Melbourne's ready. Melbourne, are you there? Melbourne, you too happy to do what is going on? Melbourne. Melbourne, are you there? Okay.
It is Monday, having to be the 20th of May. Steve, sorry though, it's not been easy, but
My man,
thank God that. You say?
I come in moving for on the show.
Thank you, that's good. What's up, Steve? What's going on?
My man, that means we'll be asking you what is going on.
Yeah, actually, sometimes it can be easy with the technology, but Senator is in studio, and I feel Studio B is giving you light. So just check and just to whether yes, you can get our Senator on.
Yeah, we don't have the signal yet. Once we do, we will definitely bring the senator on. Monk, how are you? Happy Monday, my man. What's going on?
Yeah, happy morning to the rest of the listening crew in the US, from Canada, Australia, and more specifically Liberia, and the entire continent of Africa. Another beautiful day to be alive. The first working day of the week, Monday. And we are on SKTV for another top provocative show. We'll be expecting the senator from River G, right?
Yes, sir.
He's in his studio already.
Yep. The senator is here.
We would love to hear from the honorable lawmaker concerning the budget, especially when it comes to the fiscal space of the budget and the interest payment. Because one thing people don't consider, they talk about debt and debt, but when you look at the interest payment on the debt, that's when you get to know that we ain't making progress anytime soon. Because you'd be like, okay, why borrow this amount of money when you should be doing the cuts? They get something they call short. They got two things in life. You got instant gratification, you got delayed gratification. In other words, it means short-term pain for long-term gain. And is the move other countries are making, and most especially in Burkina Faso. People are calling the new president the reincarnation of Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara, he used to hate debt. He said it was a modern form of slavery. It's neo-colonialism. That when you take money from the World Bank and the IMF, your country is in debt and they put an exorbitant amount of interest rate, that you cannot experience growth in the country because every amount you raise in revenue goes to financing the debt. So it was a new form of slavery. And in Liberia, we are almost like the same. Our total debt stack is at $2.337 billion. Almost the same as the entire GDP of the country. Can you imagine that? So
thank you, Monk. Folks, welcome to today's edition on SKTV. Those of you following the radio via radio, thank you for following us through FM 96.1. Those of you on social media following on different platforms, whether it's YouTube, what the other one, Instagram, what the other platform they name, because some are
they got a bunch of them. I don't do too much social media.
So we can't keep up with all the different things. So we want to say welcome. Tough FM will be joining us very soon. The senator is in studio, just for the record. We'll be bringing the senator on here in a minute, but we want to lay the ground rules as always. Those of you who are following us, we want you to please help us share the show. Those of you watching us on Facebook Live or other platforms, share the show. We'll be in conversation here with Senator Dopoh. I hope I'm pronouncing it well, but he will correct me or not. I don't want to be held in contempt, so I will make sure I be careful how I pronounce the name. As always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth, and most importantly, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Let's bring in the senator to get this conversation started. Someone is on. There's some kind of noise. I don't know if it's somebody driving. Huge feedback. Yeah, I think it was from the senator's end as they're getting him situated. We'll give a few seconds here. We'll give a few seconds here. The senator is getting situated. But in the meantime, Monk, while the senator is getting situated at his studio, really quick around the word. My man's finally has been announced. See, BBC and other big platforms are announcing the death of the Iranian president. What does that say to you geopolitically? What does that say to the world? Sheku, welcome, my man.
Thank you very much.
It's a big time. It's a huge blow to the people of Iran. The Persian, Iran is not part of the Arab League. In as much as they are predominantly Muslim country, they are not part of the Arab League. Most people forget that Iran used to be an empire. They came from Middle Persia. So they call them the former Persian Empire, and right. Not the Arab League. And we all talk about this back and forth between the Iranian and the Israelis. So who knows? For me, I don't like to sound like a conspiracy theory, but everything within the realm of possibility. You cannot be into a back and forth with the Israelis, and you're talking about all of a sudden a helicopter crash. It could be from mechanical fault, but like I said, everything is left on the table. Who knows? Everything was within the realm of possibility. So, but it's my heart go out to the people of Iran. They are leaders. You talk about the president and the foreign minister; those are the top of the top. They are not just your regular, ordinary folks in Iran. So it's a huge blow to the people, to the Republic of Iran, and my condolences to the entire republic. I mean, that's all I can say for now until a further investigation can.
Thank you so much. Okay. We will resume. Let's get the senator on. Good afternoon. Good evening to you, Senator Francis. Is that Sadie Dopoh II? Did I pronounce your name right? I think the senator is Sadie. Sorry about that. Yeah. But I pronounced the last name right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the English version of that. Dopoh. What is Dopoh?
Dopoh. Okay, Sadie Dopoh. Well, yeah. Welcome to SKTV. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, and thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, we'd like to kickstart the conversation by congratulating you and the people from River G. You pulled off something unexpected, unprecedented, and very, I don't know, it was a shocker. How did you guys do that? And how's the celebration going?
Well, that's fine. 15 years ago, we came straight to the final, and we lost. So we made history by going to the final when we came, and we made history again by taking the cup. So it could be unprecedented for us. We think that it was a struggle that we needed to achieve a result. So we are doing fine.
Wonderful. So when you're climaxing the celebration and so forth, because we'd like to join, but since we get invitation here, that's why I know how we manage.
No, so we're taking the team back to the county to present them to the citizen there. We've done that already for the citizen in Monrovia. And then the steering committee will make a decision as to when to have a mass celebration. But for now, we're taking them back to the county to present them to the citizens.
Okay, so does that mean maybe SKTV will get some invitation to show face when you get to the county? Because we won't be there to enjoy too. That's more a big thing there.
Yeah, so we'll communicate with the steering committee to look into that.
Okay, wonderful. And congratulations to you too on your senatorial win.
Oh yeah, I'm honored. Thank you.
Yes. How does it feel being a senator? I think this is your first time, right?
I've been a representative for 6 years, okay, and then senator for the first time.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you've been around the terrain. That's good. How does it feel being a Senate?
It feels more of a responsibility, a larger responsibility. As first as a representative, while it is true that you are a statesman, but you have a specific responsibility for a district. And now you have the entire county that encompasses 3 districts. So that's more responsibility, more challenge for you, and it's something that you can celebrate when you do better for your people.
It's something you can celebrate when you do better for your people. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're in conversation here with the senator from River G County, Senator Dopoh. I believe he's the junior senator. But we want to welcome him today to SKTV. We'll get into the question. How is the state of the nation, the country at large? How is the state of the country after 100 days and plus? What say you?
Well, the country currently is passive, and I would say because every country revolved around the fiscal position, that is the national budget, and the fact that in the transition we had a delay in passing the national instrument. A lot of other things will be stalled or if not delay in the process. But we believe that going forward, we'll start to see some actions.
What does passive mean? Because my old man listening to you all the way in Butu there and other parts.
Oh yeah, so obviously it's like maybe we'll say a little bit slow, not too hot like you expected, gradual, okay, and because when you start the days, you don't have that instrument, that kind of tools you need to work with, so you be a little bit slow until you have the rightful tools. So it's not really moving with the force we think it should move with.
Let's go back to something before I bring the rest of the team members on to, chime in on the questions. Sekou and Milborn will also be stepping in here to speak, to ask you some questions. Let me ask you this question. When you say there was a delay in the transition, what do you mean? Who created a delay, and how was that delay brought on? What do you mean?
Okay, so the delay in the transition, the national budget process, it is not it's not just about who, it is the system, because in 2017, our fiscal period was running between 2 calendar year. At the end of, or the middle, let's say the little end of 2023, we move on to the calendar year period. So obviously when the government come in, normally it will have 6 months or more left in the next year to operate in. But in the case, the entire calendar year lapsed for the new government. Okay. And our constitution did not provide for interim budgeting. In the case of India, the constitution provides for interim budgeting. So when you come in, you can submit an interim budget to work with while you are preparing your full budget. So we don't have that. Our PFL law did not envision that, and our council did not see that. So obviously that's why you see that when the new government came, the House of Representatives had to return the draft budget that was submitted by the previous government to allow this new government to have their own appreciation of the process. They themselves should submit their plan. So that caused a delay.
Yeah, but you took 20 million, 22 million though.
22 million for what?
There were 22 million allocated to the government.
I think 41 million. It was 41 million.
41 million, and that is what we call trying to implement a 112. Okay, in lieu of the budget process or the actual budget, you can be working in this space, but it is a tight space because it doesn't give you all of the leverage you need as a government to do the project you want to do. Obviously, maybe to pay salary, do some operation. They almost like keep holding on until we get ready.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me welcome the rest of the team on. Lawrence, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. We're relaying also former FM 93 in Boncante. Also Top FM join us. And we're also on Truth FM. So we're all over the country. And so I want to also welcome Mr. Kane. Sekou, welcome to the show. Please mute if you're not speaking. I'm hearing huge feedback there. Sekou, welcome to the show. Good morning to you from our end here in Phoenix, Arizona. You are here also. I'd like to also, I want to pass it on to Monk before Sekou can come in with his questionings. Monk, go ahead, please.
Yeah, special thanks the appreciation to the honorable lawmaker for showing on SKTV, because for most of our lawmakers, they think SKTV is kryptonite. It's a lame, it's a few filled with lame man, but we don't do too much politics here. We just hold people to higher standard. We do our research here and we say it for what it is. So we like to extend our appreciation for even showing up. I mean, yesterday Stephen Bansetto, I'm not sure from our discussion the lawmaker is going to show up, but fortunately you were able to show up, so I must commend you for that. I don't know if you're ready for the question section, because we're ready to go. And Steve, you run the show, but I would say once again, thanks to the honorable lawmaker for showing up on SKTV, because it takes a lot to show up on SKTV as compared to the rest of your colleague.
Yes, I'm ready to go for the question. So go ahead, please.
Mr. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm hoping when we set the basis for the conversation, then we can go to the question. If you choose the other way around, we can go to the question. And in the answering of your question, the basis could be set.
Yeah, so Steve, what he's trying to say, I think you should give him little time to introduce himself. Maybe by doing that, it was set the basis for the conversation. I think that's cool, man.
Who's that?
The senator is saying, if you want him to set the basis before we got into the questioning, that's fine. That means okay, give me a little time to introduce himself. And
most definitely, so he can go ahead.
And then after that, then we can begin a questioning. That's what he's trying to say.
Sure, Senator, go ahead, please.
Yeah, because my desire to appear on the show is driven by my last monitoring. I think it was on Friday. I was on my way from Côte d'Ivoire, from the airport, and there was discussion on the budget, and somebody called us, raised some of the issues, and I thought it was important, for us to give some full understanding of the budget, the 2024 budget, and then they can ask the questions they want to ask, and you can do the scrutiny, and I'm willing. First, I just like to say that I am the ranking member of the budget committee, because in the House of Representatives, I was on the budget committee for 6 years, and now I'm also on the committee for the Senate, and I have direct oversight over the legislative budget office, which by default makes me the secretary of the Joint Legislative Budget Committee of both the House of Representatives and the House of Senate. I do have background both in revenue and expenditure, serve as head of large tax at the Revenue Authority, and also the deputy and acting controller at the National Port Authority. So in both the revenue aspect and the expenditure aspect of public sector, I also come back from that background. So we want to say first that the legislature has moved on the budget, have taken a decision. Both houses have passed on the budget that will be sent to the president. And I understand the president has given an approbation on the budget, and that's going to be published. But there are two major components of the budget I'd like the public to know. We have fiscal measures in the budget that's within the budget law. Then we have the appropriation aspect of the budget. So that makes it the budget law. And the budget law obviously is a kind of specific law which for a year period. So in the budget law, we do give responsibility out in terms of reporting, accounting, and auditing when it comes to the budget. We do have earmarks funding in the budget, and there are other fiscal measures to be taken. They are stated in the budget law. I don't know if you have copies of the previous budget. We have amended some portion of the budget law. So the budget stands at, from the legislature point of view, stand at 738 million, with what I would say, with 32 million of earmarked funds for the various counties. 32 million of earmarked funds. And as we go along in the discussion, I'll be able to disaggregate or to separate, spread out the various numbers so that our citizens can listen and hear about the budget. I just want to give out some points because when we want to have, I want to determine my audience as we go into the debate, or if not debate, but discussion. Sorry. First, the authority to apportion money, what we call appropriation, to apportion money, is solely vested in the legislature, not the executive, by Article 34D of the Liberian Constitution. The Constitution also provides that the legislature can enact laws to govern the activities of the government. And in so doing, the legislature, reasoning for Article 58, that gave the president the responsibility to report to the legislature annually and to also give his legislative agenda, thought that it was important to have the PFN law giving the president or the executive some space to make a proposal to the legislature. So when the budget comes to the legislature, it's not the budget, but it is a proposal from the executive, because we think that the executive is going to implement, and we are asking the executive to help inform us as to how they want to implement. So that is a proposal. So, but we have that sole function by the Constitution to appropriate. So whatever we appropriate is the decision of the Liberian people through our election as lawmakers. And the president, by the Constitution, may choose to veto, either by line or entirely. And we also have the function to override the president's veto. It means when it comes to the appropriation bill or lawmaking, we have the sole responsibility. The president, consistent with Article 34D2R, has the warrant power, meaning to say the president can spend from what we say you can spend. And for us to appropriate, we are appropriating on programs and projects. So it's either to be guided by the president, by the proposal, or we choose to guide ourselves because it is a sole responsibility for the legislature to appropriate. I thought to make that very clear. The other part there is that when we recast the budget, there is not a major harm as compared to when you have a budget deficit. Because a deficit is when you're spending more than what you have. It means you are borrowing indirectly. So when you've envisaged that there will be a shortfall, which may bring what we call, may congest the fiscal space, you may want to recast the budget so that you can do some other adjustment that may not affect the public works. When we do a supplemental, it means that we have additional money that was not invested during the period of planning the budget. So we can also come back and reapportion that money. That is supplemental. I also want to say that the shortfall, like I said, is less expectation. That's shortfall. Surplus is above expectation. But one key thing we try to do at the legislature over the period of time that I serve, we try to make sure that we do not impact significantly in any recast on the health and education budget. One of the things that we have experienced in time past have been the full execution of the budget. That's the point. I try to just set that stage first. But as again, I said, let us just go further. I just want to just set the basis and to let you know that of the 738 million, excluding all other expenditure and goods or services on the various line, ministry, and agency, we've earmarked 32.2 million for the various counties, which I will disaggregate later on. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. Let's get started with the we're warming up earlier, but let's get started with Monk. Monk, the senator has laid the basis, introduced himself and some of the premises here. Let's get to your questions, please.
I love the introduction because it was mostly of a lecture, and he was trying to give her, like he said, setting the basic. But we are not here for the basic because I believe SKTV, we went through this document. We know exactly what's happening. So it's more of a question as opposed to what the senator, because there were a few things that raised eyebrow. The senator, I think last Friday, he made a call on the show and we're discussing this additional 46 million that came out of thin air that took the budget from 692 million to, 692 to what? 738, right? And the discussion was the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Development and the LRA, like he came to this job with a wealth of experience when it comes to budget and revenue. So my question was, if the Ministry of Finance, Development and Planning, including that of the LRA, the two major arms of government charged with responsibility of generating revenue, couldn't come up with this additional 46, how come the Joint Committee of the Senate and the House were able to magically found 46 point, I think what 46 point what the total amount? Well, $46.9 million, if I'm not mistaken, additional money that was added to the bill. That just,
so it is Sekou, it is 46.45.
Yeah, 46.45
million.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So how you got came
and it didn't come from out of the thin air.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not a magic. Sometimes when you don't have the information, then things become miracle to you or magic. But we had the information, so it's better for us. And I would have blamed you because you didn't have the information. That's why I opted to come to your station and on your show to provide the information so the public can get that clear. We were waiting for the president to sign, and after that, and I was in Africa's attending the Africa World Forum, so we never had the time to come to provide clarity, which I can do now. But it's not magic. So can I go further?
Yes, go ahead. That's why we're here. We want to know.
So when the executive brings the budget, if it is in our purview to just concur or accept the executive, then there's no need for public hearing. And then it means that indeed we just become a rubber stamp and decide to just accept as it is brought before us. Like I said, it is our responsibility to appropriate all revenue bill or expenditure bill originate from the House of Representatives and concurred by the Senate. So it's our function. Now, when we give you the function, it doesn't mean that you have the sole authority or you are more sophisticated than us. Second, you could be sophisticated, but you could also lack the tools to enforce. So the conservatism of the budget by the proposal by the Ministry of Finance and LRA was contingent on the lack of setting power to act. And because we believe that the power is vested in us to allow them to act, we also ask them to concomitantly increase the revenue based on the power given them. And what are some of those powers? The power to garnish. The LRA want to garnish people who are not paying money. They should contribute to the budget, like the LPRC, like the MPA, or LTA. They have the money, but they determine when to give the money to the government. They see it as a mere contribution. Okay, so the power for the LRA to take the action through their accounts, they don't have that power, so they become a little bit conservative. We say, hey, in the budget law, we'll give you the power to garnish. So let me just read part of the Budget Act that is expected under Section 5, and I will share with you afterward, please. We have under the legislative oversight, we gave some power to the LRA. We gave the LRA the power first to have viewing right to all accounts of the SOE. What's happening in the transaction? So last year, the LPRC should have paid about $3 million. They paid less than $1 million to the budget as part of it's an indirect dividend, obviously. And there's no enforcement to that. And they blame that on their fiscal space. But the LRA is now looking into the account to see whether it is true or not. Now, we have reviewed their financial statement and believe that indeed they have the capacity to pay the money. So we say LRA, you will this time around, you will have a viewing right to the SOE. And if they don't pay the money, you should garnish the amount because it is the people money. That is not a magic. Yeah, it's not a magic. The other part there is, so both LPRC and MPA had liability for last fiscal period of about 3.5 million. You imagine that? So we had to restate that amount. I'm giving you how we got the money now. That's not the magic. Then we have the road fund. The road fund, they are entities that owe the government money they collected from the Liberian people and didn't pay. So they have an arrear. So there were payment plan given in, and we asked the LRA, why is it you're not collecting? And they needed additional function because the Justice Ministry was the one that was doing that. We say, okay, we give you the additional power you want, but go and collect that money. The other issue is there's a company that should have paid on the road fund, but decided not to pay, thinking that they had a legislation with us that gave them waiver, which is not true. So we corrected that. We said, no, go back and collect that money. Because as far as we're concerned, we did not pass a legislation giving them that waiver. That's another part. We also look into the LTA. The LTA is collecting revenue for the government, and to perform a lot of services, it has certain percentage of that money to be retained by the LTA. Because of some other issue, the last fiscal period, they got 60% and the government got 40%. We said, but those issues have been resolved. So this time around, you take 40%, the government takes 60%. That's an additional revenue. We also have an issue with the NAFA. The Act creating NAFA provide that 50% of the revenue of NAFA as of this period of 5 years should be given to the government. But NAFA have not paid. They only decided to give 500,000 when the actual amount should be more than $2 million. And we said, no, implement the law, go and collect the money. So there are components of things, and we said, hey, say you say you don't have the power, we're giving the power, go and collect the money. It's not that the money will not be there, it is because you don't have the power to collect the money. We say, go and collect the money. There are other issues that the LRA say, hey, the reasons why we are being a little bit conservative, because we don't have much of an enhancement with the MACs. The MACs are the ministry, agency, and commissions that are collecting revenue, like transport, like labor, and other areas. We say, okay, then we will give you an enhancement amount in the budget. We appropriate a certain amount to make you do your job. So if we give you that amount, you have to collect this amount. And that's it. That's fair enough because you never had it and you collect this amount. So when you have it, you will collect more. And they agree. So we appropriated both for the LRA and the MAX institution. So there are components which I will share with you. There's a line in there that shows how we identify this revenue. So we are informed as to the reasons of this collection. I just want to start there so I don't take more time on that question. See, I will share with you the details.
Okay, Mo, go ahead, please.
No, the reason being, I just listened to the senator. He talked about the appropriation. I know when it comes to the spending, the house got oversight on the appropriations, right? The thing about the whole idea was, he's telling us that the money has always been there, but they never had the authority in terms of revenue generation to go about getting an additional 46 million until they gave the LRA and the Ministry of Finance Development and Planning the authority now to go and come up with the 46 million. So my question is, when this whole policy change, because if you are telling me that this money been sitting there, except for the fact that they were never given the authority before to generate additional revenue to the tune of 46 million, that you guys just giving them the power now. So are you saying that all along that the Ministry of Finance Development and Planning, including that the LRA, being ineffective in raising more revenue? Is that what you're telling us?
Oh, so they both institutions, including ourselves, we admit that there were inefficiencies in the process. So all they had to do was to come to the table and see how you can address the inefficiency. And let me say, when it comes to the national budget process and revenue generation, there will be inefficiency, and over time, when you identify them, you try to address them. Sometimes you will address those inefficiencies, then the implementers will have to come back to you, and then that way your oversight go. That you asked for the power, we gave you the power. How far did you go? The question: what did we get to know? No, I mean, over time there are different things that come out. There are different money that come out. We didn't just get the only power, like I told you. We also gave the enhancement. And let me just say, kudos to Honorable Dixon Sibo. Honorable Dixon Sibo being the chair of the Joint Committee, along with Honorable Moyi, and I would say, we have a background in revenue and expenditure. So eventually, and also Senator Finnick. So we know exactly that when some of these issues are there, when you go to the table with certain expertise, you use your expertise to guide the process. It is true these things have been happening. We ourselves being in the executive, and we see this constraint. So being at the legislature, having the opportunity to serve on this committee, especially at a level where you have a chairman who have worked with the LRA before, who have worked, some of the Ministry of Finance before, or if you're the in custom, and also internal revenue, that passion, okay, to support will also come. So we have members of the committee who are inclined to say that, hey, let's give the support, let's give the authority, and let it come out. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Sekou Kane.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. And thank you, Senator, for coming to SKTV. We appreciate it. Even my colleagues, most of them were doubting whether you're going to come. And I told them that you're going to come, pay our conversation. So I want to say thank you for showing up to SKTV. And I like the conversation, actually, because it's more educative, and conversational than, confrontation. However, I want to say thank you for your brilliant introduction, because it kind of gives us more idea how to actually tackle these compound complex issues when it comes to our budgeting. So I just want to know the 738 million. We're talking about 32 million for the counties. Does that include the 30 million that is allotted to the legislators, or that is something that was just there for county development through the executive? Second question to that particular question: how much was allotted for the counties in the proposed budget before you guys went to work and get additional money added to from 690 something to 738? So how much was there for the county before you guys made the adjustment?
Okay, that's good. So let me first say that There is no 13 million that is being appropriated for the legislature for development or allotted to the legislature. There's no. I don't want to say that's a challenge, but there's none. Yeah. The final working papers.
So I was saying that instead of a 13 million, it's 32 million instead?
Million? No. As a secretary of the committee, I would say what we call that assume secretary, because I have oversight over the LBO. And we have the final working papers. So let me just give you a breakdown. So just zero in everything. First, the first question you asked that what were there for the counties? So the earmark funds, we have land rental, we have county development fund, and we got social development funds. Those were earmarked funds. By mistake, I would say, the Ministry of Finance did not account for the land rental fees for the counties. And the forestry law provide that 60% of all land rental fee should go to the county, 30% for the affected community, and 30% for the county. What the Ministry of Finance did was to appropriate, or it's not propose, only the 30% for the affected community that goes under the benefit trust fund. The one for the county of 751,000 was left out. We had to correct that. That's one. The second issue there is that there was an adjustment made in the social development for some counties because they were not calculated properly. We had to correct those. The Maggie and Mosorado. Then we also earmark fund to say, hey, from the road fund is paid by every Liberian by default. They decide to ride a pimpin or to ride a car or whatever the case is, because they people buy gasoline. So we have to make sure that our people are impacted by the road fund. So 25% of the road fund money will be used to appropriate road work equipment for each county. That amount to 10.1 million. Then the 746,000 for the land rental fees. Then we also went to what we call, and I want to be very clear on this one. The nothing in this budget called legislative project. We have constituency development and district development project that fall under list, and that amount to 11.8 million, 930 million. And that is not under the legislature. It's under the list, the executive. The role of the legislature is to work with the constituent to identify projects that list will implement. It is not for the lawmaker to go and take on his or her budget. No. And that amount is subject to audit. It's earmarked for the county because it's going to be done in the county. And let me just go further.
So, sir, before you go further, the idea of each of you going to get for senator 150,000 in the budget, and then for representative 100,000. Where did that come from? If this is going to be all,
so I just want to say first that one, the number is wrong. Should we agree together? It's wrong. It is not 13. It is 11.8. Second, the nomenclature is also wrong. And the placement to say that it is allotted to the legislature is also wrong.
Okay.
Because if something is allotted to me, it comes under my budget.
Yeah.
That's how it works. This is under the executive, but with specific oversight of the legislature. It is not strange. Let me go further. In Africa, it has become one of the fastest ways to have the people being impacted directly in the budget process. In Zambia, so
what we're not sure, folks, what's happening. Melbourne,
what's going on?
Melbourne, I hear you.
Melbourne, we're not hearing you. What's going on? Melbourne, can you hear us?
Melbourne earlier on wrote in a private chat room that you were going to take a break at 7.
To go for news? What kind of news we're going to get better than what we're getting from this senator right now?
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he'll go for a break at 7 for news. That's what he said.
All right, so we can continue our conversation.
Yeah, we can continue the conversation. I think it's the best thing to do.
But
until we get the senator coming back.
Yeah, hopefully we can resume this conversation because the senator is not only challenging major publications in the country. The senator is also challenging some of the assertions that were made here yesterday by Representative Musa Hassan Belede, agreeing to this entire 100,000 that were allocated through. He didn't dispute the list part of it. So there seem to be, some issues about the senator. We'll get to that.
So whether this thing is called constituency project or constituency development project or whatever he name it, it's the same nomenclature under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf Unity Party government, where legislative project was being awarded to senator. Now, during that time, representatives and senators were not holding the money, in cash. It was the same list that were doing the implementation for them. List was the one who controlled this money. But as far as everyone is concerned, that money was allotted directly to legislative project or constituency development project. So whether it's being implemented by the executive, the legislature, there's a clear portion of that says the only way that money will be used, except where the representative or senator have a blueprint to present to list and tell them exactly how this money will be used. So what for the senator to come up and say, oh, the nomenclature, whether the nomenclature change.
I know, right?
Yeah. Kroma, we are getting information about that 100,000 that each representative will be receiving for legislative project that list will be receiving $10,000 to do 10 year round. But the 90,000 is coming to the representative. We got information that they got signature fee all in 100,000. So I think they're doing all that. That's showing, brother. We got the information in our possession. They got certain things that they call signature fee. 10% of it going to list because list will be doing a 10 year round. The 90% will go to the representative there. So that thing they're doing about that 100,000 billion. That's showing, brother. Let's leave it.
And Mr. Kanye,
was start playing on the radio for people to hear? Was that playing there?
Mr. Kanye, see, this is it, Mark. This is it. They're not coming to tell you that we receive the money. The first work they did not put it under the legislative project to say it's going to legislature. They brought it under the executive, and the executive will be the one to do the implementation. Meaning, I want here inside. We just bring the project, we tell them we want school building. They don't want to go build a school building. Now, la bro, yeah. But anyway, let's wait for the senator to come. Maybe we got some questions.
Steve, I want to play the recording. At least more Steve and Mr. Khan can listen to it, so they can be convinced that he man I should wait in it on that money. They man eating it.
Play it because we'll ask you reference to it, please.
I'm hoping to work with any one of you that will be a content.
If we can chunk it in the chat room, I will play it clear. If that recording can get in the chat room, I will play it very clear.
Yeah, I don't know whether
You know,
Lawrence,
I send Seku will forward to Seku Command for us to play
you send it
clear.
to me? Yeah,
Lawrence, can you please send it please to Seku?
Lawrence, send it to me. Send it to the WhatsApp.
You know, I love how the senator is intellectualizing the whole thing, but we're coming to the real part. We just warming up.
That's why I'm saying more of a lecture series taking will get lost in the details, but I don't believe that because the question must still come.
Yeah, lead us to it. I'm ready
Steve, so we're gonna make the question sweet and short, at least so that because the audience they really, really enjoying the broadcast and the messages the calls always start coming and they want to understand. So I think when Senator come back after the news bulletin, yes, indeed, I just make the question sweet and short so that they can.
I enjoy Truth FM, but today one part I enjoy that because sometimes you can let it flow without news. When
the weekend, you know, they promise.
Weekday.
No, what? Let me tell you, Chief. Today is Monday. Shegu know that we don't joke with news. That one you're right, but we don't easily joke with news because that's our tradition, and we have to, inform the people about it. But anyway, yeah, we sincerely apologize for that. Maybe during the weekend time, sometimes we can be a little bit free on some of the times. But how be it, thank God that at least the senator may say he been monitoring the news and enjoying every aspect of it, all the happening, listening, enjoying it. So that's good, actually. But I was thinking about, when the senator was talking about the one.
What you were saying, Mabel, is that that is to the senator to try his best to make the answer short so that we can spend more time on one question.
Thank you.
So that is to the senator. Now to us, actually, we can ask questions, short questions, but the senator just have to somehow work with his answers so they can be a little bit shorter, so we can be able to infuse more, questions within so the audience can have time, to ask questions. Lawrence, go ahead and play what you were playing. We're not hearing it. If you send it to me, then we can play it from our end here, or Siku can play it. Did you send it to me? Lawrence? Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I tried to send it to you, Mr. Kane. I tried to send it to you on WhatsApp, so you can play it from that end because so I'm finding it difficult to play from this side. So let me see.
Once it's in the system, it's easier to play from there to be more clear.
Yeah. Let me see what I can say there.
All right, try to do that. You can send it to me on Facebook.
Okay.
So while we await Lawrence to do that, I'm getting a little more confused.
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Kane, Elisa.
Yeah, as to
I'm trying to send it from this side. Let me see.
Hold on. Lawrence, mute yourself while you do that. When you're done, let me know. All right, I just muted Lawrence. So Steve, the reason why I'm a bit confused is that it's almost everything that was written in that article and everything that was said here, except for the least part of the things, everything that was said here by Senator, by Representative Musa Belete, and what was revealed in the article, the senator is challenging all of it.
Yeah.
So I think since the senator said he will make available to us the actual document in his possession that he's reading from, I think that will help us get more clarity and we can inform the public as to what is really, really in it. But as things stand right now, it's difficult to actually believe what is what. But as we move forward, we ask, appropriate questions, and we'll get the file out of the senator. Because the thing is, the senator came ready, prepared to sell the agenda, plan the budget to the public with some clarity. And everything that is not too clear, we will make sure we ask the right questions so we can get more clarity.
I send the budget. I send part of the budget again to the one that they released to the public. Share it with you and Monk. We can definitely reference that as well, because on that particular thing, based on what Front Page Africa, credit to them, and other major news outlets in the country have reported, it corroborates what they've reported. Then take it from the sky. So if the senator is saying that the president signed a different budget, or they have a different budget there,
then he said it 13.2 million.
Yeah, it's 11.
It's actually 11 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so then which one?
So we don't know who is right and which one
exactly.
Is and
but let's keep the 11 point. Let's keep the 11 point stuff that he's talking about. My question to you guys before he comes on: the 11 million. Who is that 11 million appropriated to, and for what?
You said for country development fund, right? Siku, that what you said?
No, the man said that 11 million went on the executive through Liz, because Liz is
but what is nomenclature on it? He said country development fund or
district development fund.
Constituent development projects.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, whatever nomenclature you put on it, though. If the money is not, appropriated, the right way.
Come on, I think I have to cut some because they're telling me that the space is big, so I have to cut some before I send it.
The funny thing about the nomenclature, right, about that project, whether you call it district development fund or legislative project, they are the same, because all legislature come from a district. So if you say district development fund or legislative project, they are the same thing. Because how do you get a development out of project? How do you get a district out of legislature? It's the same thing.
So Mom, so what I'm looking at here, right?
Yes.
They want to say the breakdown of the fund for legislative support project, the county include allocation such as Monserrato receiving 2 million, Nimba 1.2 million, Sano 600,000,
yes,
Grand Basso 800,000, and Maryland 600,000. Other include Magibi 800,000, Bon County 1 million, Lofa 800,000, Granjida, Cape Mount 600, Grand Cape Mount 600, Bomi 600, Bapulu 600, Granjida 600, River G 600, Grand Cru 600, 500, and Grand Cru 500, and then River says 500.
Yes.
So I think the senator is back.
Yes.
Yes, Senator, welcome back.
Let us know if the senator is ready and if he can hear us.
Senator is back with portfolio.
Okay, yeah.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yeah.
All right. So I think you were in the process of answering some questions, and then we got interrupted by the news. Well, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, but the first thing is for the good fairness of the debate about it now.
We're not hearing you clearly now. I don't know for some reason. Maybe the microphone.
Hello?
Okay.
Are you getting me now?
Yes, much better.
Yeah. So for a healthy conversation as we go about trying to engage one another for the good of our people, we should try not to stereotype.
Okay.
We should try to have an open mind and challenge the utterance of all the facts, if not opinion that we bring, then for us to stereotype. Because what you guys have done when we're on the break, I was monitoring, is guilt by association. and you are stereotyping. Because when you insinuate that the money is being conduit to be Safon, then it means the entire 738 million in the same wisdom, it means it being conduit also, it being conduit to this Safon. We conduit the money to Safon, and that will not be healthy. Because the debate that will be, I agree with you.
No,
You
sorry,
disagree with me.
we didn't
That's
do
not a
that.
good argument. So let's have an open
We
mind.
didn't do that. We didn't do that. I think
I
everybody.
listened to one of the.
It would be fair if you say one of you say, X,
I
Y,
said,
and Z.
but you see,
Yeah, but when you say you guys, you're trying to, blanketly.
because I was hearing, and because I was not watching you again, seeing that I got
Yeah, that's what I'm
outside.
saying. But I don't want you to blankly conclude that,
So just as
TV
just
is
as I apologize
we
to
don't do
say that
stereotype.
one of you guys,
we
I hope
pick
you
up.
apologize to say that you don't do guilt by association also. If you saw a lawmaker who you think have that mind, do the whistleblowing, give it to the public, but don't do guilt by association. So let me go to the issue. I want to maintain again that the amount is 11.8 million. When the executive brought the proposal on the list, check the draft budget. It is 3.6 million that was there as district development project.
Okay.
And obviously we use district and constituent interchangeably. So in the rest of Africa, where it is practiced, it is constituency development fund, which lawmakers have direct oversight to that. And let me list some country so you can do your research.
No. So before we go to I'm sorry. I just want to interject because
it's good for us.
Listen, sir. I don't want to lose sight of what I was trying to lose my thought, train of thought of what I was, coming from when I asked you the question about how much was appropriated in the proposed budget from the government. You just made that clear. You said it was 3.8 million instead of 11.8, right? So that means, so that means you guys added additional 8 millions.
It is our authority to do so.
I know that is within the purview as legislator. I know that. I'm just trying to make sure that we're on the same page on that.
Because we thought that was insufficient to address the needs of our people.
Exactly. So the idea now as to X amount of money, $100,000 going to individual representative and then $150,000 going to individual senator. Where did that come from? Is that something that is within your proposed or your budget, your approved budget? That specific amount is to individual senators.
I guess you're the one speaking.
I don't know if you could just wait.
I'm watching now. Yeah, I'm watching now.
When I finish the question, then you can answer the question. But once if I'm giving a question, then you answer me, then you will not get all the questions.
Okay. The source of the idea.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. So, like I said, the source of the idea is for the fact that we live in a committee of nation, and you find ways to see how the people are impacted by the government resources directly. We have 73 districts, 15 counties that hold the 73 districts. If we want to decentralize, we have to look at favored thought. So we studied the Zambia. Zambia since 1995 have been implementing constituency development project, which we call district in Liberia. Okay? Since 1995, Zambia, where member of parliament work with the constituent and make that decision, and it's implemented by the executive. Papua New Guinea has also been implementing that. Nigeria has been implementing that. The Gambia also implementing that now. Sierra Leone also implementing that now. Tanzania also implementing that now. Kenya, they also. I call those lists. Please take note on there and do your research. Okay, it's not strange. So we'll borrow because we interact with other parliament and see, look, this is a way that we can move faster to our people to have direct impact. Now, the issue here is how do you go about doing it? And it's upon all of us. That was happening before on the list. When we came, we disallow it. Okay, we still got put in measure. Now, this legislature say, okay, we will do it, but it cannot be legislative support project. It cannot be the ownership of the lawmaker. It should be the ownership of the constituent. I think you're getting the point. The ownership of the constituent. And it should be subject to audit. It should be monitored. That is why we'd like to establish a coordinating committee in both houses to work with this. And that will be subject to audit. So if your lawmaker is acting outside of what is being perceived by the legislature and for the public good, you can go after that and let us know. But the intent of it is what we go for. There are times you pass law, you have good intent, it turns bad. Does that mean you no longer pass law again? You have to correct it.
Honorable Senator, you are not answering my question, and I think I will take you back.
No, you said what the idea came from.
No, okay, I was talking about a specific amount. Let's say, for example, on here, I'm seeing 1.2 million, for a particular country, right? And then we were told $150,000 will go to individual senator within the county, in terms of the appropriation. And then $100,000 per individual representatives. So I'm asking you now where those numbers came from to fit in this budget that you guys approve. Because is it okay? So are you telling us that the idea that, okay, individual senator getting $150,000 and then representative getting $100,000, those things are not accurate? Is that what you're telling us?
I first want to correct you that no individual lawmaker senator getting money. That's the first correction I want to make for you. But the idea that we appropriated money for constituency or district development fund, then I can speak to that. That's the first correction that I agree to first.
So okay, so I agree. The money is not going into the pocket of the senators or representatives. But what I'm trying to know,
it's not even on their budget.
Okay, so
that
money, that 150,000, where does that? So let's say, for example, if $150,000 going to you as a senator or under your proposed budget,
300,000 is going to River G County with me having specific oversight over 150,000. Is that the question?
Why? Why not the entire money that is going to River G? Only 150,000 of it that you have.
Because we are two senators giving the vote on the budget, making decision. We got elected by our people at different point in time. We have to then to understand the reason for which we were elected is to make sure that we use the national budget to give them what they asked us to give to them. That's the reason why.
But why oversight only over that specific amount and not the entire, not the entire money for the district or the county?
So we are piloting. When you want to do something, you want to give yourself a space where you can account for something. That's what we are doing.
Okay. Let me quickly.
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Yes. I'll give you a second to ask a question. I'll come back to Sekou and Monk. Sekou Kroma, go ahead, please, with the senator.
All right, Senator. Let me question. How much did the executive initially send to you as a budget?
You mean the national budget?
The national budget.
It was like 692 million.
692 million.
Yeah.
Now the budget is that 700 now, and
738 million now.
good. So the executive sent you 600 plus a million, and you have 732 million. What was that money added to the executive national budget came directly from you people as senator or lawmaker? Was it the legislature that added that particular money to that?
The Constitution say we must appropriate. We must handle the issue of revenue and expenditure.
Mhm.
We ask the executive to give us a proposal. In the debate of that proposal, we both realize that indeed there's a need for addition.
Okay.
And that addition came to be 46.451 million.
So it was the legislature that added that money.
That added it. No, it is the legislature by law that appropriated 738 million.
Good. Now, this is another thing.
Because it's a legal matter. The final document comes from us. You give us a proposal, we call you back, we ask you questions. In the discussion of the public hearing, we all agree that you will have an addition to be added to the budget. That's what happened.
Okay, good. Now, what's the difference between the constituency and that of the legislative project previously under the Ellen Johnson administration and that of this constituency project now under the Joseph Boakai administration, where you 54th legislature are presiding over? 55th, sorry.
Okay. So the first thing I would say, the lack of public relation to explain to the public exactly why you appropriate funding and the desire to invite audit into the process, okay? And accountability misconstrue that previous effort, obviously.
Mm.
Second, the nomenclature to say legislative support project, okay, it seems as like you already perceive here that it is the money going to the lawmaker pocket. When you want to rebrand, you start to brand by name also. Then you go to accountability. So in this process, when it becomes constituency project, the people also have a say. They have to request for accountability. No one lawmaker go and come and say that my project, I decide how it happened, and no. You work with your people. I think you get the point. Because the initial idea, we thought it should be mimic after Zambia, Kenya, what do you call it? Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and the other people that we copying from. That's why we decided to make the change.
But you have not answered the question. Is this what's the difference? I just want to know. Are you saying that under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, where legislators were receiving 30,000, 60,000, they were directly handling those money? Because what I know is
was also. I just told you the difference is because the name first make you to believe that the money were going into the pocket. That's the first thing we want to change. No,
Chief. This is it quickly. I know that this was also implementing the legislative project. And the same list is implementing the constituency project. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
The reason why you asked me the question, if you didn't form that mind, you wouldn't ask that question. You think that there is a difference now? I'm saying, yes, there is. Because the first time, the lawmaker will claim, the lawmaker will claim that because it's legislative project, some will think that I must implement it. You get it clear? Some will think that I can own it. The people will not have no say in it. No perception will all around there. The second part is the public themselves see it that the money, some people in the public think that money is going to the lawmaker pocket. We have to change that mindset. No, this is for the constituent. Okay? But the lawmaker has an oversight because we all go to election along with the president. The president was elected just as we're elected. There were requests made to him by the citizen when he was doing his tour. We ourselves, they were required by the citizen. And we have the appropriation power. Therefore, we will use the same budget to empower people. And that's it. And anyone who goes wrong in it will be apprehended for that.
Thank you.
You have not made something clear quickly, Steve.
Segu, let's still continue. Let's still continue.
He has not made something clear about this.
Let's still continue. You can ask another question later.
It was the same list. It was the same list that were executing the legislative project under the 53rd legislature. It was list. It was not directly the legislator themselves. So it's the same list that coming to implement.
Was it wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm only asking what's the difference, because it was not you, the legislator, that were. It was the same list. The list is coming back to do the implementation.
It was the same list, but the component of accountability that we want to get involved with, the decided to audit, the component of making sure that the people themselves believe that this is for the constituent and not the lawmaker project, but for the people project being overseen by the lawmaker.
Thank you, Senator Dopoh. Senator Dopoh, we want to move on because of time's sake. Senator Dopoh, please, we want to move on because of time's sake. We can't exhaust everything. Let me get to one or two questions.
And I hope the senator will be willing to come back, because we're not going to cover everything.
I'll be ready.
So Senator, quickly, before we take one more round from the panelists, and then open the phone up to the public to ask you one or two questions. Let me just ask you some pointed questions quick. And my questions are very, very fast and easy. That question where you can get to one or two things. We're not trying to drag this. Senator, when was the budget signed into law by the president? When?
Well, like I said, I keep it on Friday, so I have to do the research. As far as I can, we sent that to the president when he was out of the country.
When?
We sent that. I think the 4th of May or so.
So May 4th, according to you, it was sent to the president to sign. The president came in the country on the 15th. However, it was reported here yesterday by Representative Chairman Musa Hassan Bede that the president signed the budget before he left. So I will have to give you credit on the fact that you are not aware of it. You are out of country, as you claim. But let's move forward just a little bit.
I just came from Cote d'Ivoire. I was at the
okay.
For. I can show
so
you.
You're not aware that the president signed before he left?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I left on Monday.
You were not aware that the president signed the budget before he left the country?
I just told you, first of all, let's get one thing clear, okay? Because I'm educated too, our students that are coming up. The president, it is deemed signed, the budget, it deemed signed when it is communicated to the legislature. So if Chairman Bede has the information, it's not official information. I can go for that.
Okay, so you say Chairman Bede, in other words, saying Chairman Bede lie.
No, you're not getting it. You can be perfect to information on that platform with your colleagues, they don't have. But the official medium is when it's sent to the legislature.
Okay, that's fine. Let's move on just a little bit. Yeah. You were in the legislature before, and you are saying that we blanketly accuse all of you guys. Let me specifically refer to you. When you were in the legislature, did you receive the
in the House of Representatives?
In the House of Representatives, did you receive the 30,000?
The what?
Did you receive the 30,000 on the 54th legislature?
You talking about the legislative engagement fund?
Did you receive the 30,000?
I received that, and I justify that.
Okay. Do you think you should be audited?
Oh yes, I think so.
You think you should be audited?
Oh sure.
So you agree with Chairman Musa Bede that the entire house should be audited?
I agree. I've always agreed. Check the record on Facebook or wherever Google May 2019.
Wonderful. That's good to have you on record on that. Let me move to the next question quick, and then we'll get the other panelists in here. The most recently, the Joseph Yuma Boaka government is asking for 400 million. Are you aware of that, to borrow?
Look, you see, you need to get something clear. The official medium of a lawmaker to be aware of an instrument is when it's sent to the legislature. I'm not going to be giving information because I hear it somewhere. I'm not aware.
Okay, we are in the media. We are saying to you, asking you, are you aware of that? Because on the Ministry of Finance. So would you consider that if it goes on the Ministry of Finance website, with all you being aware, will you consider that illegal?
No. The first of all, the government, the culture provide that the president we negotiate. It only become final when it comes to the legislature and ratify, then it becomes final.
Negotiate what? Because in Article 34,
no,
excuse me, Senator, please. Hold on one second, Senator. Hold on one second. In Article 34, it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility that even if the president has this plan, we'll bring it to you guys. You guys will okay it before it can be brought to the public. The fact that it was brought to the public before coming back to you guys means that something is nefarious. You are telling us that you are not aware of it.
No, the court didn't say that when the president negotiated, the court did not know. They didn't say so. You want to read that for 11 people?
So you are okay. Let me read Article 34 quickly. Your responsibility as legislature, really quick. Give me a second here. You know, this conversation is very good, and SKTV, we are enjoying the conversation with you. But in the meantime, while we are waiting for Article 34, you want to be on record that the senator is saying that they are not aware of it. Senator, do you know when it will be published? When this particular budget will be published to the public?
When it will be published to the public?
Yes, sir.
Well, so the budget act that we sent to the president, we share within 15 days as of the date the president signed, the Ministry of Finance to print it through the foreign ministry and give a copy. And once they give a copy, it serves the public. They'll put on their website.
So you guys have not received copy yet?
No.
Okay.
We just came back now, mind you that. We just came back.
Hold on one second. I'm here already. Let me read that portion that I wanted to get to you on. Let me get to this part. Article 34, let me start from C here. It states to provide common defense, to declare war, to authorize executive peace, to raise support armed forces of Liberia, to appropriation, therefore, no appropriation of money. Listen to that part. No appropriation of money or money shall be for a longer period of term. That's not where I want to levy taxes, duties, exercise, and revenue, to borrow monies. So listen to that. In Article 34D, to levy taxes, duties, imports, exercise, and other revenues, to borrow money, issue currency, mint coins, and to make appropriation for physical governance of the republic, subject to the following qualifications. So you guys are responsible. If the president wants to borrow money, you all need to be aware. You all need to know. But if the Ministry of Finance posted on a website that they already got a plan, they initiated everything, then I'm asking you this question. You said you are not aware. Is this a problem for us?
So I just told you, Article 34 gave out certain powers, and then under the PFL law, we dedicated certain responsibility to the executive. Article 56 also gives the president the power to negotiate treaty and have foreign relations. Okay, whatever negotiation that is going on there, it only becomes final when it is ratified. Okay, so in the PFL law, you want to check that the restated PFL law, the executive can engage in the discussion. When they are through, they come to us, just as they go to the budget proposal and come to us. And when we look at it, we agree, then the Constitution is being effected right there. Yeah,
okay.
Please.
In as much as your answer seemed, in my honest view,
So PFL law, the PFL law.
But the PFL law does not oversee the Constitution. Let's be clear.
No, it gave, so the president have not borrowed yet. Borrow, they have stages of borrowing. You gotta read a certain point where you borrow. You can start discussion. I can tell you, say, my man, I need money for you. That's not borrowing. That's initiating a discussion for borrowing.
Okay, no problem. Let's get to the next. Let's get to the next panelist here, so we can fall through. Mr. Kanem, back to you. Then we get to Monk, and we get to Sheku, and then we get to the last quickly.
Yeah. So I'm so enjoying the conversation until the time is short for us. We will now actually have enough time to even incorporate our audience into this conversation for the time we wanted to.
Yeah.
However, I just want the senator to promise us to come back, and if possible, can you come back next Saturday?
Okay, so we're taking the Viva G team on Wednesday to the county, and it takes a lot of time to carry the team by. So
Next Monday, Next Monday is good.
Mind you, control all the road because to go to River G County with the team, breaking it back on Monday, so we can do something around Thursday, maybe Thursday, Friday, or something. The following next week, yeah.
Next week, Thursday.
Yeah. Or if not, I can also ask my Cody Dixon Seaboard to come.
Please. We want you guys to engage the public.
We are waiting for that. It's good
because
it's
in your favor. It's in your favor, and also in the favor of the country.
Obviously, Sekou, it has long been my argument. The issue has not been that most of the things we do are wrong. It's sometimes the communication.
Yeah.
It is good to communicate with the public. They understand exactly what you're doing. Where you go short, you make amendments, and that's why I subscribe to.
Okay, so my question to you, and this will be just one question before we go to other colleagues and then go to the line, because we will not have 20 minutes on the radio. So this whole I stay behind the $150,000 and $100,000 business, because that's the you spoke of stereotyping and people carrying information. That is the straw that really broke the camel's back. When people hear, from $30,000 now they're getting $100,000, $150,000, people are gonna go, wow. So my question to you, you as a senator, you are in a district, but you are senator representing the whole county. Mm-hmm. Now you have money in there appropriated for one of the representatives, to have oversight on.
Mm-hmm. The entire budget, for that matter.
It's not a budget, but it's an appropriation within the budget.
No, I mean the 738 now is our responsibility to oversight.
Okay.
To have oversight
so what I'm trying to say here is that specific amount, according to you, according to one of your answers, you said that you are to oversee specific amount for a senator. Is that 150,000? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you have somebody within your district too, a representative who is also going to oversee about 100,000.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So how are you going to go about these individual projects in the same district and in the same county? So you're going to have, you as a senator are now going to have some oversight responsibility in every single district. At the same time, the House of Representatives, members of the Representatives are going to have also some oversight on some project. Why is it that, why you guys couldn't just, appropriate or portion this responsibility to representatives, saying they are in all the districts, and then you guys now as senator can have oversight over the entire country instead of having individual, appropriation for $150,000 to $100,000.
Okay, so that is a fine idea. We can look into that. But first, let me let you know, if that idea could be the reasons for which that there should be a single oversight, then there's no need to have committee in the legislature. It should just be a committee of whole. That everything that comes to us, but we have subcommittee. While it is true that it's our responsibility over the entire budget execution, we still have committee on health, committee on this, committee on that, to reduce and disaggregate the level of focus. But a key factor under this part of this is that we all went to election. We all engage our constituents in different way. They told us what they wanted in different way. So we must also have that direct. Just as the president will go to election and the people will ask him what they want, and he come and say, "This is my 100 day. I will do SYT." The same will use the national budget to effect what they say ought to do. And I stand by that.
So is the need for representative in your district where you live, is the need for the constituency in that particular district?
Yeah.
For your representative, is that different from the need of the same people for you as a
senator?
No,
it's not different, but it's not sufficient.
Okay. So it was meant to have enough money
It
So
also part of that.
but to be somehow,
and the money go to the people. For the
by
people
different
and that the people good for the good of the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, you can go to the line.
Let's get a question from Mark and see if we don't go quick to the line. Mark.
Labrador is a very interesting society. I just found it interesting now that we are using the sources of other countries, the model that they use in Liberia when it comes to legislative or constituency development fund. The brother referenced Zambia. I read something about the Zambian district development fund, and it's a complete total opposite.
What's the opposite there?
The opposite is in Zambia, first of all, they use data-driven analysis to even determine which fund go to which district. That's the first thing. Second of all, they got a public-private partnership program. That's the second step. Third of all,
so what are you doing to us? What are you doing? Excuse me. Hold on. What you're doing? What you're doing is a growth.
Senator,
no. What you doing?
Senator, you are the guest. Hold on 1 second, please. Senator, please. You are the guest. Yeah, allow the panelists to end.
I should not want him to bring.
No, allow the panelists to end, and you can do your rebuttal, Senator. We're not going to do this, please. Let's allow.
What we establish first is who have the oversight on that.
No, I will get to that.
Forget about the procedure. But in the procedure, we can choose over time to use data-driven to do political persuasion, whatever case is. That procedure is. Who has the oversight?
I don't know where I'm going with this. That
No, I was telling you. Yeah. The reason why you're asking me the question is you're saying that while lawmakers having this specific thing. So in Zambia, what is happening there first? That's how you do comparison.
So Senator, if you're allowing
model that you, myself could use the model too if I want to.
Senator, Mr. Senator, Honorable Senator, please allow him to conclude.
Yeah, let's finish.
Okay, we allow him.
Yes, thank you.
In the Zambia, when it comes to transparency and accountability, they even involve civil service society and that of community leaders. They are the ones that even carry on most of these oversight responsibility, even though lawmakers are part of the whole cooperative. But the thing I wanted to establish is they use data. That's one. They look at things, the school like healthcare, market shelter, rural rehabilitation, skill development, food. And they do something they call a monitoring exercise. You know that all projects are not created equal. And the districts are not the same. And they are telling you that they want to bring government closer to the people. Let me give you a typical example. In the whole river, you only got 3 congressional districts. In Montserrat County alone, you got 17 districts. And one district in Montserrat is even bigger than your whole county. Why make you think? In Zambia, they do the investigation, they do the research, they use the data before they can even appropriate funds. In the case of Liberia, you did the total opposite. You came out with a $100,000 cap, as knowing fully well that all districts are not created equal in terms of size, in terms of challenges. So how do you even make the comparison with Zambia when the Zambian model is the total opposite of what you are doing in Liberia? Because in Zambia...
So which year, can I ask a question? Which year the Gambia did they bring in the civil society and that model? Which year? Can you just tell the public?
Well, it started since 1995. That's
when they used the model. So
no, I'm not saying that. Over time, they're using data,
so
but that's what I'm saying.
So we get it over time.
Yeah, but in the meantime,
the senator said this is a
no. You just justify that it is true that this can happen. That's why I wanted first. The equalization fund, will be addressed by we already passed the revenue sharing law. The equalization can be addressed. Over time, we address all those gaps. But you already agree with me that indeed it happening in Gambia. That the law
Senator,
I'm saying that only one aspect of the Zambian model I just gave you. I'm saying.
What about the New Zealand
as a model? But
the Gambia model,
the opposite.
The new model.
Because what I'm saying here, oh my brother.
Because Zambia started it for a long period of time, since 1994, and they decided to inculcate a lot of things based on audit findings. So we will have audit findings. That way we are introducing audit into the process. So that
no, but you are monitoring
in the process.
Senator,
be fair with us here. Let me read something.
Senator,
no, 1 minute.
Senator, hold on now. Senator, please hold on. You are our guest.
So it means
you are our guest for the 54th legislature. God bless you.
Privilege.
Yeah, God bless you. You came to the 55th, right?
Yeah.
You have not even audited yourself. You took monies from the Liberian people while you were in the 54th. You have not audited yourself to bring that up to sustain this new pilot. And you say, I'm not making a mistake.
Let me correct you. They both, Speaker and the Senate Pro Tem, have invited the GAC to begin audit of the legislature.
No, that's not truth. That is not truth.
So what is the truth?
That is not truth. In fact, as a matter of fact, let me provide you with the truth. Let me provide you with the truth now. The fact is, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence wrote the GAC not to ask for an audit, rather to come and look at the system that they have. That is not an audit.
Is what?
Excuse me, please. Excuse me, I'm Representative is not. Representative Musa.
No, you got financial audit, you got system audit, but start from somewhere. They say it's audit. Just say it's not an audit. You say the fact. System is not an audit.
You can audit a system. You can set a system audit. You can audit a system.
You don't conduct system audit?
Senator,
you don't comply?
Senator, I will vehemently disagree with you on this particular issue.
You don't conduct
you have not done an audit. Okay, let's move on, please. Let's move on, Senator. You can pick and choose. Let's move on. Come on, please.
Let me I beg you before you come in.
Gentlemen.
I beg you because
let me say this, please. Yeah. Honorable Senator, I enjoy you and I like your courage and I like your understanding when it comes to budgeting. The only thing I'm asking of you is just allow the guys to ask the question. Just give them any time. Then when you're ready, for SKTV, we always give people time. You know what I'm saying, right?
I thought my time going. That's right.
Yeah, no. You're good. You're good. Let me tell you something. If we can't cover everything today, we can come back again and again and again. So you have all the time in the world, because the reason why you came here is for the public to understand, to get a clear picture as to how you guys are working and what's going on. And the only way we can do that is we go to listen to each other and have a gentleman conversation wherein we can overtalk each other so everybody can get, I like to hear from you, to be honest, because you speak like but when you speak, it's up to us to go into what you said and also ask you questions. But if you can't continue to overtalk each other, when I get in the public will not benefit. So that's all I'm asking. Please, your knowledge, we need it. But we need it when you have, time to speak, you speak. So go ahead, Sekou. I just wanted to add that.
All right. Thank you very much. The first thing, the senator came with a mindset that he coming for a debate. And so while he was speaking, he said, then we begin the debate. He caught himself. He said, now I debate the discussion. The second thing is the senator came with a mindset that we've always perceived things the way we see it, and that's how we talk it. So he's coming to make some clarities, and probably maybe his clarity will be the final. Now, Senator, nobody is challenging you here. The fact that you even have a courage to come on this show, I must applaud you, and I have a very great respect for you. And another thing is you are very much knowledgeable about the budget. Our country is a place where the people who know more, they will justify, and we can see the development. We hope that this time around, we see what we will see. And lastly, before I open the phone lines, the senator make it very clear on this show that what they have started this year is a pilot project. Senator, am I correct?
Sure.
So meaning they have borrowed from other countries, and they're just beginning this system this year. Thank you, Senator. Let's interact.
Yeah, let's have thank you.
For me, I have my own way with sort of digest the thing and then take calls when the senator return on the show. But I mean, anyway, let you have people.
Yeah, please. 085040776105105. Let's see.
Believe me, the senator will come back.
I know he will come.
And again. We'll continue.
Sekou?
Your name, what you calling from?
My name is Louis Pony, and I speak from Bushwa Island.
Louis, welcome. Let's hear you.
I want to thank you guys. I want to thank SKTV, and I want to appreciate Senator Dopoh highly. He's very outstanding. He has stood, and he's very sophisticated. I really want to appreciate him. I've been telling SKTV at times it's good to have a guest that we can have a balanced discussion. Then we can make the clarity and debunk. So when you have a guest, but when you just have the panelists, sometimes you bring a guest. Today the show is balanced because I see you guys and the senator, going back and forth, disagree, which is healthy for the discussion. We should. Like the senator said, I just want to, if you get your phone research, whether I want to tell Steve, they got system audit. You do have a system audit.
Thank you,
Chief. The senator was very emphatic. People, SKTV, we are appreciating from time to time to bring on guests. Even how we like to take on, I have a background economist. I'm from public administration, but I have a background economist. And at times, the legislature, like the senator spoke of our model, who has the appropriating power, that does not suggest that they're going to use the 150,000. The people decide and list.
Thanks your information so
the
we can
perception
share.
And the conception is absolutely wrong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's text your
Senator.
information to this number so we can share, and sometimes it's possible to invite you. Nobody knows. Hello.
Good evening.
Please go away from your radio or lower the volume of the radio.
Sorry, I'm in the traffic, that's why.
Thank you so much.
Am I
Welcome.
better?
Yeah, you okay now? Your name, where you calling from?
Thank you. My name is Mustafa Kume, and this is my first time listening to your program. I must say to you that I applaud Senator Dopoh. He is a very tolerant person, and he is very knowledgeable of the issue.
Okay.
Because what I have been listening to for the past 14 minutes, I would grade it as one of the most annoying interaction. When you, an experienced person, is interacting with people who do no research, and all they do is speculate, and you still have the tolerance to talk to them under calm tone.
Thank you very much, Chief.
I think I gave him some applause.
Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening to you, and good evening to your guest.
Your name, where you calling from?
My name is Hussein Kewu, and I call District 2 in Jacobtown.
Welcome, Hussein. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Let me appreciate the guests in studio, and I want to appreciate all of you for asking the very tough and hard questions. And he had a resilient and tolerant, having these kind of conversations. But I would say that as part of this show, normally has time to the listening rules, and you people have been very critical on the government and making the government about the workings in the government.
Okay.
But at times, we have to put some spirit of independency. But many times when I listen to the people of Fiscal and the other fellow, I'm not getting his name right. Sometimes they that they have a personal issue with Joseph Braga, or they have personal issue with government. So like this, if you continue to bring guests on show, for some of us who are supporters of this government, we admire you, we appreciate you. But at times, when you sound somewhere somehow, some of the problem we can have, on some of your discussion.
Thank you.
So thank you for bringing the guests. I hope we bring more guests to have these kind of discussions.
Thank you, Chief. Let's take another person if we can. Hello.
Good evening.
Your name, where you calling from?
Dopoh, and I'm calling from Congotown.
Please amplify your voice, all right?
I'm Dopoh, and I'm calling from Congotown.
Let's hear you.
First of all, I say thank you for the conversation. And I want to tell the senator that thank you too. You gotta say, I want to say this to you. I don't know, you always come to your own show with kind of see. It's good, the screen and putting in. It's very, very good for our country. But at times when you come into such show or such an essential topic, you don't come with sentiment. Indeed, there is a system audit. You can do your research probably tomorrow again when you're on your show. I will call and we can sort that out. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, System Audit. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Chief.
Your name? Where you calling from?
Thank you. This is the voice of Kwewu William Covey, and I joined this conversation from District City.
Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Let me appreciate Senator Dopoh, Senator from Riwaji, for his Senate deliberations. And Senator, I must applaud your presence on this show, and I think you guys need to be coming regularly to debunk some of the lies on this show. The guys we said, you see, the bill that they were reading, Article 34DR, the man says that, they say all revenue bills. For what's going on now, I have not reached the same bill. This arrangement, there is negotiation. You will first have to negotiate. When the negotiation is prepared, then you can prepare into him bill to send it to the law. And then they will have to pass it to the House of Senate before it becomes a law of implement for that room. But I don't know how the men read it.
Thank you very much. We'll take another person quickly. Hello.
How you doing, my brother?
Fine. Your name? Where you calling from?
Let me say what's up to the senator. Thank you. I hope you will always be on SK show to educate the African people. I really appreciate you. But anyway, my name is Eddie P from Chicken Soup Factory. Look, I want to tell SK and your panel, you should not be afraid to put the government feet on the fire. Anything that the government do, you expose them to the Liberian people.
Thank you so much. We don't have time. Oh, we don't have time. We take the last lucky caller. Hello?
Yeah, because the senator got to leave. We have the news coming out right there on the radio. So that'll be the last caller. Then we'll go to the senator for a closing. Then we will continue the show after.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from John BSDB Farm.
Quickly, 30 seconds.
Sekou, my mayor, thank you very much for the country. Well, Unity Party, man, sometimes when you're hating the president, you can be making me favor. Sometimes you can be talking this too in this country, my man.
Okay.
I really love you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. No time, and we have to.
Let's go to the senator for his closing comment so we can.
We
will continue with the show.
Reach Grand Julia, why you passing to go? Please stop, yeah, so we can see you two in Grand Julia as well. You. All right.
Okay.
Wow. Oh my word. Senator, are you there?
Yeah, we'll get a senator for a call.
But the senator is muted. I don't know. Melbourne senator is muted.
I think they are moving him around to the other side for a parting comment. At least the senator can give a parting comment. Very interesting conversations, and we hope the senator will come back. We enjoy the conversations. We enjoy the reactions.
The senator will come back.
Yes, the senator will come back, and we'll talk in depth about some of these things. But good, let the senator give a parting comment.
Okay.
Okay. I think I have to conclude.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Oh, okay. So I would like to say, Fred, thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak on your platform. And like I said, we've been open to providing information. And let me just say that sometimes debate and conversations I use interchangeably based on the fact that there will be disagreement. Okay, when there's a TC and anti-TC. And it's not that we have mindset. I have a mindset that the public needs sufficient understanding of what we do. That's the mindset I came with. And I needed to provide more clarity and also provide a picture that indeed we are not in the wrong of what we're doing. We know that over time, when we are implementing, those things that will come out of implementation, there can be adjustment made. So let me just give an asset for our working people, which I also sent to us, Fiscal. The asset for that is that key EMI funds and implementing entities with specific legislative oversight. We have the electoral district, 100,000 per district. Okay, that's giving 7.3 million. Okay, then we have the county per capita. What's also under that, like I told you, is the 300,000, 150 for each. That makes it, if you add it together, it's 11.8. It's not 3 million. It's not 13 million. Okay, and then we say is implemented by the county council. The 200,000 per county is for the county council. Okay, under internal affairs ministry. Then the social development fund and the land rental fee, though we have oversight, but it's implemented by the county council and the benefit trust fund. Okay, I just want to get that clear. Then we say the purpose for the Constituency Development Fund. We say to address developmental project tailored to the following: women empowerment, youth empowerment, social protection for the vulnerable and the physically challenged person, education, health, and sanitation. So we also say all funds are subject to audit by the GAC. So with that, we can go over time to start doing the modeling and other things based on how for a new PPP. When it gets, because to have a PPP, you're gonna be sure of your funding arrangement over time. Yeah, no private entity going to come in when your fund, for example, you have a roll fund that is now ring fence, and you think people will come in to go into PPP where you know your fund will be ring fence and clear and consistent. Based on that, you can have a PPP arrangement that will be beneficial to your people. So I want to say again, thank you for the opportunity. I wish I have more time, and I will find my time to come and encourage my colleagues to also be here. Thank you.
Senator, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We want you to inform Representative Dixon whether we want to have a conversation with him as well, and other members of your team. I'm talking about the budgeting team, so we can, as we talk more clarity, more understanding. And some of the questions we ask are things that on the minds of other Liberians, but they don't have the opportunity to interact with you guys, and through us, they can benefit. You too can benefit, by making things clearer to the Liberian people. But thank you so much. We appreciate it, Steve.
Well, Senator, thank you. We look forward to rescheduling another conversation. It's good having you on the show. Thank you for your debut on SKTV. Safe travels with the team, and wish our people in River G our best of celebrations. We thank you and congratulations again from both ends. You better win when you on, because you won Senator C, then you win Kandemi. So yeah, but we look forward to interacting with you soon.
Okay.
So,
Thank you so much, Senator. Thank you.
Okay.
I wanted to say something, but anyway, the senator left already. So
yeah, I'm go ahead and say something about that. Sorry.
A senator, he understands the game, and I love the way how he answered question. He created like an exit route before he can answer questions, so that way when you try to tackle him on something, he know how to navigate his way around. He came with the assumption that we knew nothing about the Zambian model that they claim to copy. First of all, the 100,000, the 150,000 is nothing new. They've been receiving it. It was just another name given for the 30,000. So whether it's the district development form,
among the first money they receive, the first money that people are receiving our 30,000. Later on, it went to 6,000.
They only increase it. So when I brought out the idea that you guys are doing the complete opposite of what is happening, they said no. But the people from Zambia said 1995, so you got to get our time to, even though he came from the House before coming to the Senate, and he received the same money for years, but he's telling us that since Zambia started in 1995, maybe we should give another 25 years to perfect the model. So next time when he comes, I just want to ask him, when it comes to the compensation of lawmakers, which country model are they using too? Because the district development fund.
Even if you want to roll out a pilot, right? Even if you want to let's say you want to follow a model, you don't start from the scratch. Yeah. You start from where they made all the mistakes, and you pick out the good part of it because you know that will benefit the people. But you have not even audited yourself. You has Representative Musa Hassan Benedict call for an audit. You don't see the House of Representatives pushing it. They don't want to be audited. And then you are telling me that you want to carry on a pilot? So all the other one that you did before, what you were doing?
No, he was just experimenting. It was just out of thin air. And second, you remember when the lawmaker said that the money that they generated, that they empower the LRA to collect, right? It never came out of thin air. But do you know they borrowed the same quantity, the same amount of money to make up for the budget? But when he come for the second time, I will roll out that question. There's what those guys did. They borrowed 46.9 million in the 2024 budget alone. They split it into 3 different segments, which is external debt. They took 37.4 million for multinational creditor, that is the World Bank, the IMF, right? Then they took 9.4 million from bilateral creditors, which mean other agency, financial agents that they took money from. Then they took 416,921 from commercial creditor, commercial banks. So the debt that they took on just this year alone to make up for the 2024 budget was 46.95 million. The very same amount he telling you that they gave the LRA, the authority, how they kind of they posted them to collect. It was the same money they borrow. Can you imagine that? So if you are going to find an additional 46.4 million, then why borrow 46.9 million?
And off the record, Mr. Kane, off the record, yesterday we had a conversation, Mark and I, for almost an hour on these same things, right? Especially with the borrowing thing. Because what these guys do is they pay themselves first. Make sure that they pay. That's why they come with a budget shortfall issue. They make sure they get a cut. Then they come with a budget shortfall. Remember the senator talking something about recasting the budget? That's when they come in without recasting the budget and they push all the. So the 400 million that the government wants to borrow, or the government in the process of borrowing, the truth of the matter is they've already given them the go ahead to borrow it. They've already done that.
While we open the line for the public, I just wanted to highlight something that I observed during the conversation, especially when Monk was talking about Zambia model and stuff. The senator is very smart. He's a politician, and I like him. The fact that he availed himself to have the conversation. You may not like everything you're going to say. You may not, some people come here with pre-mindset that all the people, they are raw, they are criminals, regardless of what they say. They don't believe them. But there will be other people too that will come with open minds. Through this conversation, somebody can be convinced. And some people will not be convinced no matter what. But having a conversation also to shine light and clarify certain things, is healthy for our conversation. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that the senator agreed with Monk that the Zambia model, it took time from a certain point, from a certain period to another period before they arrive at the point they are right now. Something that is admired by Liberian legislators. They want to, model after what do other people, right? But how will you arrive at the same conclusion if you don't follow the same process?
Exactly.
But then he little bit interrupted Monk in that area.
Why he interrupted me? He knew where I was going.
Monk was trying to actually lay the premise, because you have to follow let's say, for example, if you say 1 + 1 + 2 + 3 = X. If you want to get the same something, you got to do the same addition. Whether you put 1 first or 2 first or 3 first, but at the end of the day, in order for you to get the same number, you get the same result. You got to add the same numbers in there. Other than that, you will get different results. So, if at all, his argument is it takes time. We'll get there. We are already at the conclusion, already benefiting without following the process from the onset. Because Monk lay out some of the things that really, help the people reach to where they are. If you want to do the same thing, you got to follow the same process. But if you say, okay, we'll get there, but you're already, implementing the result without following the process. So that was just an observation that I thought, the senator is very smart, is good, but we have to have more time.
Yeah, we need more time for sure.
To have a conversation, and Liberian people too will be reacting to some of these things based on information, and then to some of the colors. Some of them, they're so confused, they don't even know the difference.
Oh yeah, I know.
Steve. You don't know the difference between Steve and Sekou and Monk and everybody else. I can understand some of them, they only listening on the radio, so they can only hear the voice, they don't watch, so they don't know exactly who's speaking. But for me, I'm okay if I can take all the beating. Whether you're coming from Sekou Kroma or you're coming from Monk or coming from Steve or anything we all say Sekou, I take it. Me, I'm fine with it. Because I know guys, we know exactly what we're talking about. You may not like it, but you know exactly what we're talking about. Everybody on the show, we're asking questions. Sekou Kroma, Steve, Mong, Moebo, everybody, we know exactly the question we are asking. We know, but if you don't like it, then you think you come across as we hate just a Barker, we hate the government. No, we are not. We love the government. We love Joseph Barker. We want Joseph Barker to succeed. But our job is to make sure to hold their feet to the fire, and that's what we do. And it will benefit the government. It will benefit you, the Liberian people, both in the diaspora and in Liberia. So, Steve, I think it was a great show. We can open the line here in the diaspora. Maybe a few people, we can get a few calls before we leave.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you I think I got one caller here. If you let me get a call. If you want partake, please. But the good thing about it will be waiting for the senator and all the different country that he called. Sierra Leone. We're a little different model than that. Y'all hear the story. Yeah. Caller, where you calling from? What's your name, please? Yeah, Mark, can you be audible a little bit when they say they're not hearing you?
Okay, just can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's better.
Okay. So actually, I call in relations to the senators, assertions about their comparison made from Committee of Nations in order to determine their constituents' allotment, which is also legislative allotment. The point is, you pick a particular model to allocate funds that will go directly to you. What model are they using with regards to countries around within the Committee of Nations to determine their own salary and benefits? So that they can also be in power. Is that,
almost 20.
I'd love for the senator to come up with that. Because from my own personal research, I think Liberia is on the extremely high side. I've spent 4 years in Sierra Leone. The average lawmaker salary in Sierra Leone is not up to even $4,000. So next time, let's ask the senator to tell us which of the other countries model they're using or they intend to use in the future in order to adjust their own salaries.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think I have another caller.
Very good, very good. But yeah, go ahead, Theo. I have 2 callers here already on hold, but go ahead.
Yeah, I got another caller here. Let me get this caller.
If that person is not ready, I can.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh, okay.
Hold on, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Emmanuel Davis calling from Brooklyn, Ohio.
Yeah, Emmanuel, please put more volume in your voice, please. Go ahead. Make your point, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to say many thanks to you guys for the show. And sometimes I would tell people that our leaders, they only care for themselves, but they don't care for us. They only need us when they need power. As we speak now, Liberia is the only country in the whole world where people are selling chicken filler to survive. Where that won't ever happen before. People are selling chicken filler now to survive. And the government came up today to say that the red press, the cost price for rice is $18. So those who eat Grand Gita, Maryland, will be selling rice retail for like $25 per bag. Where is Liberia heading now? We are in danger. Something must be done. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. Mr. O'Connor, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's take the first caller here on this side here. 929 number, last 4 digits, 5422. Are you there?
Yeah. I'm Wanda Freeman.
Wanda Freeman, go ahead.
Okay, good. Look, I follow the show and kind of made some comments, but I follow the senator comments, and I think most of it amount to mostly sophistry. The first thing is that the budget faces far more critical issues than just the issue of legislative projects. And we would have been better off had we addressed the issue of some of the allocation which are questionable. I also find it very questionable that the examples that they are calling
Zambia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone. Those are non-corrupt countries in Africa. If you tell me you're coming from Botswana or you're coming from Mauritius, you know, or
Even Ghana. Even Ghana. Even Ghana will make sense.
from Sierra Leone and Nigeria, it's telling me you want the Liberian people to suffer.
Yeah.
What you guys to first thing, I would love to come on the show if I had the opportunity when he appeared next. You can check my background, you know my qualifications to appear. But when he comes back,
My man, all you need to do is to reach to us, reach to Steve, myself, or Monk. We can find time for you to come. We're open to everybody. We don't really care about people title. Anybody can come on the show, to help us educate the Liberian people. So you are free to call us and let us know whenever you want to come.
Sure. Section my profile. So one last thing. The issue of audit is very crucial. This legislature has received and expended more than $650 million over the past several years. They have never been audited. You do a system audit when you first do a transaction audit. You don't sidestep the transaction audit. We have to do accountability. You leave that and you call for system audit. That's been dishonest.
Exactly.
So for the legislature to tell them being well and for us to believe that they will audit in the future, they have to audit the past. And then based on the issue arising from the past, then they can tell how they will audit in the future. So, those are just some comments I thought to make, but yeah, definitely I will reach out to you, and let you know, and then when you want to discuss the budget issue, law issue, or corruption issues, I'm available.
Most definitely. So just make your information available, then we can take it from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Let's go to the line here to Dr. Ibrahim from Norway. Ibrahim, are you there? Ibrahim, are you there? Ibrahim, we are hearing feedback. Are you there? Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're calling from Norway, right? Okay, go ahead.
Appreciate you guys because the issue of this budget, I think I made a request to you people. That's why I think you are the man to go about it. So I want to thank you guys.
Thank you.
But this is what I want to say. This senator, for instance, yesterday, Chairman Musa was on the show. He was very clear with us. Small ministers are handling big money. He even referred to the police people. And we know exactly that these people want to use this money here. But for this senator to come and say they are not going to handle the money, it is shocking. And Senator Musa recently did not deny that the money was 13.2 million. Besides, if this senator comes back, let him tell us what is the difference between the county, the local county officials, like the superintendent, the development superintendent, the county inspector. What are their role? If then the lawmakers will go in the counties to identify projects and what have you, and also oversight the implementation of those projects. There's something that is not right here. And I want to also suggest another topic. You know that the last time Senator Snow came about to criticize the U.S. government for not doing anything in Liberia. And I want you people to touch on the topic that has to do with why investors are not going to Liberia. Because when I read the investment climate index, statement on Liberia for 2023, there's so much that need to be discussed for our people to understand why investors are not going in Liberia. And I'm currently asking you guys to look at that topic keenly. Look at the people report the State Department statement on that for Liberia, so that these things can be clarified to our people, because they just think that because you're on the Facebook or you're on your radio station, so you are the one that tell investors not to come in the country. But these are some of the reports that people can look at and they can be, turning their back on Liberia. I decided to suggest that to you. Thank you so much for the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. We appreciate it. Monk, before we go, what say you, my man? What's going on with all the callers and
Man, it was a healthy conversation, and I hope that lawmaker comes back, because for me, the most critical part, people were mostly interested in the budget and what they allocate in the budget, because the budget is the instrument it's the largest instrument in the government. That's what's going to determine the fate of the country. And I will ask that question when he come back on the show, because I went through the budget. I went through the servicing of the debt, because these guys told us that they equipped the LRA, they gave them the authority, to go and generate an additional 46.4 million. But yet the same people went and borrowed 46.9 million, a little over more than what they were able to come up with in excess, right? Can you imagine, Sekou? I'm only talking about the principle that they borrow. For fiscal year 2024, just this year, you know what we'll be paying in a loan, in interest? We'll be paying almost 50% of our borrow. We'll be paying 26 million. Can you imagine the people who claim that they were able to discover additional 46 million, yet they borrow 46.9 million, and the Liberian taxpayer will be paying 26.7 million in interest payment alone just for the fiscal year. I'm talking about domestic debt. I'm talking about international or external debt, right? Okay. Then, because we took money from the China Exim Bank, we took money from the Kuwaiti government, they took money from the Saudi government that will be paying interest on that external debt. Think about that. They were able to find additional, but because the question is, if you can come up with additional 46 million in extra revenue, that should be enough. That should stop you from even borrowing, because now you have more money. But that's a lie. That was the excuse to come up with all these programs to put money in there for themselves. And guess what? When it comes to our domestic creditor, they always got an interest rate. That way you know exactly how much you're paying. When you go to their budget, how they call it, the breakdown of the budget and all the loan, all the services, when it comes to servicing the debt, when it comes to international creditor, they don't tell you the interest rate. They keep it secret. So technically, people they don't know how much they borrow and how much they're supposed to pay back with interest.
Mark, how did they come up with the interest that we're going to be paying on the loans for this year when they can't even make public the interest rate?
Yeah.
How did they come up with that?
No, they
so
want
you
to
see,
logically figure it out. That's why they get confused.
So you see how they confuse the public.
Yes.
Create so much. And like you said, I don't want to say much because I don't want to get a senator hint about what will happen. Hopefully, when it comes to the discussion, but I think it was a healthy thing. I really appreciate the fact that he came. Me personally, I doubted that we would have come, but the fact that he came, and we started the conversation. We look forward to seeing the senator again. We'll pick up from where we stopped. So questions that were not asked, so areas that we didn't delve in, we're going to delve into it going forward. And we'll open it up to other people too as well in the government, former government officials as well. Let's have conversation. This is about Liberia. If it's about Liberia, then let all come to the table. Let's have the conversation. Yes, on SKTV, let me say this. We will disagree and call you out when you think here that just a bunch of people all there fall in line because you sweet talking or because you're talking quietly and cool. No, we don't operate like that. We'll hold you to what you say. The good thing the senator said brought examples of nations. And so these nations will do all of the necessary research and come back to him again. Monk just hit the senator with one nation. The senators are interrupting or whatever it is. But we're not the problem. The senators are the politician. So we'll get into the politics.
I want to know we Mado Jota Baga using for his success for the whole for the whole rescue train.
Relax.
Anyway, my man, we did our best. We did our best.
Yeah, So I want to say thank you to everybody. You know, still you're right. Even you doubted the senator coming. Even just last night you were telling me the mail not come.
Yeah,
that's also early this morning because we were up like till 1 o'clock. You know, so I'm glad the senator came, and I hope Representative Dixon, Sibo, and other will also join the conversation to really clarify. And I want to say congratulations to Chairman Musa Ability for the bridge he constructed in his district. I think they inaugurated the bridge today. So I've seen some
pictures.
some pictures from
videos.
from there.
It was a big ceremony.
Hopefully, you know, the representative promised to come here tomorrow. He was even asking to come today. We said no, we have our senator coming. So Tuesday, the representative will be here.
And when the representative come with things to the senator, say the doing, say that aren't you?
Yeah, but that one part will.
We let the senator complain, eh?
Yeah, I will let the senator complete to the representative, and then we'll handle it there in the legislature. That we don't want we can let complain and oh yeah, we can talk time, no evidence. But then when we get evidence, we'll show it to him. Say yeah, your man saying that scan what you say here. That Joseph Poigat son, Joseph Poigat, tomorrow, but a deep conversation we're getting. But tomorrow, Mr.
Somebody say, I want to hear what we're eating, you know, we're drinking Hatai.
What, drinking Hatai, eating
you know,
meat?
Hatai can make one hungry.
We're eating meat? Can you imagine,
it doesn't matter how much you eat, right? When you drink Hatai, you can be hungry very fast.
Well, Mr. Kennedy, last night I gave up on the meat, I gave up on the peanuts, I gave up on the grapes, and all the things that were there. You know, so last night, look, it
man, don't make me jealous, man. Why you leave me all the things like that?
Yeah, they got. I thought you can be drinking the original one or the one from the Asian store around here.
No,
the original one.
I mean, we got both.
I mean, y'all got to mail me some Hatai, man. Y'all got to mail me. Y'all got to
man.
So I can be
let me tell you something now, Monk. You know, they have developed some Hatai in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically in Mali, and we have that one. We have the one too from the original one from China. We got both.
You say original Hatai from China?
Yeah, it's from China. It is called Chinese gunpowder. It's a tea.
No, I don't need gunpowder, bro.
No evidence.
But you see, the Nime room scare both.
First of all, I don't believe something from China is real, and I don't need gunpowder.
No, but that's it be like that for ages, man.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know that. Y'all gotta mail me one bag. I will say my address, please mail me one bag.
But man, let me tell you something. Somebody sent some to your boy, the owner cover edition.
Oh, Benjamin.
Benjamin start drinking that thing. Benjamin say, man, it is so good.
Yeah, but man, I got a 7 summer, man.
Yeah, so we'll say so you can boil it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mr. Kennedy, let me make the announcement for tomorrow quick. Folks, tomorrow we'll play host to Chairman Musa Ability, Representative Chairman Musa Ability. If for any reason it doesn't show up, you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. We'll be talking about the rest shortish. Look, there are a lot of things we'll cover up tomorrow. So please don't miss the show tomorrow. Come through. Definitely to the stakeholders, you have until the end of this month. For those of you who have done what you needed to do, thank you so much. Those of you who want to be part of the stakeholders, please reach out to me or Sekou. We are open and we are having a meeting at the end of this month for the stakeholders because we had a meeting and we've come up with some strict and serious, good news for stakeholders because they have been consistent in doing what they need to do. So they also need to be rewarded. When people do going rewarded, yeah, so definitely will be, those of you who worry about the Thai Benin, don't worry because we're planning the program. Some of you will come to Phoenix here and don't worry, you got to eat the meat and drink the Thai.
I think more after when, everything, go normal money to you know, he needs to.
Yeah, we can see you guys. I just
we're gonna spend at least 1 weekend with all the
yeah, I can spend some time with you guys over there.
Yeah,
I just hoping let me
but
get
man,
up.
you see, it's all the men of Rushmore. When Rushmore came here, you saw I was spotted, man. When you bought to the way initially, and so see came here, many won't go back. All the point when they come here, the phone can be too much, they won't go back. So yeah. We'll see you.
I'll be expecting my Akaye bass. I mean my bass or comparo. I'll be expecting it.
And the news get scared, man. Folks, yeah, have a good night tomorrow. So I can't be running.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. We love you.